So, I've talked about the iPhone 17 rumors in my last video, but today I want to focus on the other iPhone that is also coming out in 2025, the iPhone SE 4, or so-called iPhone 16e. If you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, let's talk about the newest and shiniest cheap iPhone. Let's get started. Currently, the iPhone lineup is made out of 5 models. Yes, 5. The iPhone SE, the iPhone 16, the iPhone 16 Plus, the iPhone 16 Pro, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But in 2025, we are going to see something different. In 2025, Apple is going to revamp their iPhone lineup. As usual, they will release the 4 iPhone models, the iPhone 17, the iPhone 17 Air, 17 Pro, and 17 Pro Max. Yes, if you want to know everything about those new phones, I'll have a separate video on that. Go check it out, it is on my channel. But today, I want to focus on the iPhone SE. Yes, the iPhone SE is going to be updated in 2025. Finally, the last time that it was updated was in 2021 with the iPhone SE 3. This was an iPhone 8-like iPhone that had the old home bezel design, the old home button design, and it had that very small 5.3-inch display. So now, in 2025, 4 years later, Apple is going to update this phone. And they are going to do it on March of 2025. March to April timeline. So, beginning of spring. And I'm super excited. Again, this is the cheapest iPhone that Apple sells. Currently, the iPhone SE sells for around $429, so it's actually a really bad deal. Don't buy the current iPhone SE. It still has the A15 chip, a very old chip. It still has a single 12-megapixel main camera, still has the old home button design, still has huge bezels, chunky bezels, and it does not have a 5.3-inch display. I made a mistake. It was a 4.7-inch display. So it's a very small display. And the battery life sucks. So that phone currently is completely outdated. It's almost obsolete. Don't buy the current iPhone SE 3 generation. So wait, in March we are getting at around $450 maybe, tops $500 iPhone SE. And according to rumors, this new iPhone SE will have a completely new design. It's going to focus on the iPhone 14-like design. Finally, we are getting something different. And if Apple can put dynamic island on this phone, it's going to be almost one-to-one to the newest and shiniest iPhones. Of course, if Apple wants to separate this phone more from the iPhone 17 lineup, they can remove dynamic island, put the smaller notch up there, and most people won't care. So this iPhone starting off only for $550, so a very cheap $450 iPhone with the same iPhone 14 design, a single camera on the back. But don't get me wrong, a 40-megapixel single camera on the back. And of course, a 60Hz display, no 120Hz, which for $450, what do you want? I think this is going to be a very good deal. And according to leaks, on top of all of this, Apple is going to put 8GB of RAM. So this iPhone SE will support Apple Intelligence. This is cooking to be a very good value iPhone. Finally, like after 4 years from Apple releasing the iPhone SE 3, the current iPhone SE, we are going to see a new iPhone SE. Or, like the rumors are saying, the iPhone 16e. So imagine the iPhone 16 with some downgrades on it, so Apple can sell it for cheap. Google Pixel does that with the Google Pixel 6. They started off selling, I think it's the 6e, I'm not sure, but it's a downgraded version of the Google Pixel 6, and then they did it with the 7, and then they did it with the 8, and then with the 9. So Google Pixel does that, Samsung does that with their FE generation, so they sell the Samsung S24 FE, something like that. They have different tiers that are like cheap tiers of their Proest phones and their more expensive phones, and Apple does that with the iPhone SE. They refurbish old designs, old assembly lines, and they create a cheaper iPhone that also has the newest chip. And that's what I'm expecting. Apple is probably going to put the A18 chip on the iPhone SE 4 or the iPhone 16e. That's why Apple is going to call it iPhone 16e, because it has the A18 chip, the same chip present on the iPhone 16s. So this is going to be an Apple Intelligence phone with a 40-megapixel main sensor on the back, a single camera though. It's going to have 60Hz. It's going to have a 6.1-inch display, the same size display as the iPhone 16. So imagine a cheaper version of the iPhone 16 with only one camera and maybe no dynamic island. But for $450, that's going to be a huge deal. And trust me, this is going to be one of the Apple's best-seller iPhones in a while. This is going to be such a good phone, such a good value. I know lots of people that are waiting for a cheaper iPhone. They don't want to buy refurbished old iPhones, refurbished old models. They want to buy a new iPhone, but they don't have the money to buy an $800 phone. This is going to sell like hotcakes. iOS 18 right off the box, new iPhone with tons of years of support, A18 chip, Apple Intelligence support, all of the ecosystem features, FaceTime, iMessage, all of that, iCloud, and you still get an amazing 40 megapixel main sensor that can take night photos, 4K 60 video, all of that incredible for social media. And the only downside is no ultra-wide lens, no telephoto lens, and no 120 Hz. Would you buy that phone for $450? Straight up will. That's an amazing, amazing value iPhone. And yeah, it's going to make the iPhone lineup that much more competitive in every single market. So this iPhone 16e/SE4, whatever Apple wants to call it, will be a very, very good iPhone coming out this March or April timeline. Again, the iPhone SE lineup was always to be made, to be released during this timeline, and was always be made for a cheaper version of the iPhone. If Apple wants to kill that lineup and create the iPhone 16e, a different type of name, but with the same value system, I'm here for it. Oh, one thing that is going to be undervalued on this iPhone SE, but it's going to be the first time introduced, it's going to be USB-C. Yes, with the iPhone 16s we got USB-C, and with the iPhone 15s was the first time. But in the iPhone SE lineup currently, you don't have USB-C, you only have Lightning. And Apple, this year, they're going to move up their cheapest iPhone to USB-C. So I'm super excited for that, because USB-C is that silent change that almost nobody notices in the beginning, nobody talks about it, but when you live with it, it's a complete game changer. Since I've got USB-C, I'm so happy, because I can charge my iPhone with everything. My iPad cable, my computer cable, my camera's cable, everything charges via the same port. So it's so easy. It's so much easier than with the Lightning port, where I had to have different cables for everything. Now, USB-C is a godsend. So, yes, USB-C coming for the iPhone SE is a great thing. Coupled together with the 40 megapixel main sensor, the iPhone 14-like design, Apple Intelligence, 8 GB of RAM, and the newest A18 chip for $450. This is going to be an amazing, amazing value iPhone. And so, let me know in the comments below what you think. I'm very, very excited for this new upcoming iPhone SE4. Again, mark your calendars, March, April timeline, we are getting this amazing value iPhone. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Thank you guys for watching. Drop back down below. Bye-bye. I just failed an exam at uni. Type to eat chest and arms.